Romance scams are one of the most common scams out there. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre says they were responsible for some of the highest financial losses in 2023, costing 945 victims more than $50 million. And those numbers only reflect the victims who reported to authorities. Not only are these frauds hard on the wallet, they can also hurt the heart. To talk about the impact now, we're joined by Suzanne Edmundson. She's a private investigator with Axiom Investigations, in fact, the founder of that. You've been doing this for 20 years. How have the romance scams changed over that time?
Exponentially. Yeah. They have changed in volume. They've changed in the way that they're done. They've changed in technology, and the big one right now is AI. So even if people believe that they're, putting a level of protection by demanding that they speak by video, it's actually not the case because it's not a person. So
they can even fake being themselves on video now.
Right.
Wow. And how many cases would you say that you've dealt with so far like that?
Oh, countless,
really?
Countless. And you're right about the reporting, because most of them don't end up getting reported, and especially with men. Men are less likely to report as victims of romance scams. There's two types, actually. The one that is strictly online and the parties never meet, although the victim does still believe that they're in a relationship, so the damage there is more than monetary. And then there's the long game, the in-person. That one has changed a lot since the pandemic, and the price of rent has gone through the roof. So we've got now people on dating apps who are looking to literally just move in with someone for free.
and it's beyond couch surfing, obviously.
Right. So they want it to go very quickly to move in, and then they start collecting evidence from there.
Got it.
And I'm not a lawyer. I stay in my lane, but never a good idea to let somebody cohabitate with you if you're the one with the assets without a cohabitation agreement.
Something written down.
Right, because what they're going to do is they are going to move in. They may or may not pay something towards the first rent. That's the last money you're going to see, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But then they will do things like whatever it takes to make it look like you guys are in a common law relationship, because that's the whole thing, because common law now includes property.
That's right.
So
I have to ask, how can people, you've clearly been dealing with victims, how do people prevent themselves from getting into these situations in the first place? It's hard enough being a victim, but how can you avoid this?
I know this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but especially when it is the online only one, don't send people you don't know money. Don't do that.
Seems basic.
Even in the in-person ones, unless consenting adults have met somewhere where they both understand, they're on the same page, they both know what's up, no victim, no judgment. But it's when one person believes that they're in a relationship, in love, and even in the in-person ones, people shouldn't be asking you for money when you start dating someone, and definitely if you've never met them. So that right there, that's the big grant. Like, don't do it.
Suzanne Edmundson, we're out of time, but we so appreciate your time and your expertise. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.